There's one more component that I would like to share. I have contemplated heavily on doing so, but I am not the first to walk in these footsteps or hold a light to it. When we fell to earth, and by fall, I do not mean fallen. When you chose to take a soul contract and incarnate here, upon our matter vibrating at the speed of solidarity, we divided ourselves into two, really three, but primarily two main components. For the sake of simplicity, we will call this male and female. The right brain, which controls the left side of our body, is our feminine component. I'm going to say it again. The right brain, which controls the left side of our body, is our feminine component. Even though it's truly neither male or female, because these energies live in every being in this realm. The light body, i.e. the right brain or feminine side, is where your psychic and emotional aspect lives. This component knows that there's only one God and that oneness is all there is. Though in this dimension, it is oftentimes difficult to explain. It has an unwavering knowing that this is the truth. There is not a lot of problems in regards to the female component. The problem is on the left side of the brain, the male component. Now, before I continue, please understand that this is not a male bashing comment or commentary to make you feel subjected to extreme feminism ideals. We are talking about the energy of masculine and feminine that resides in all of us. So you could be a man or woman, it does not really matter. The male or masculine energy within you has been immaculately designed in this way because of the nature of how the male or masculine energy is oriented. It is a mirror image, notice, depicted here on this very chariot card. It is a mirror image of the female aspect. It has its logical component forward, more dominant, while the female has its logical component towards the back, less dominant. The left brain does not experience oneness when it looks out into the reality. All it sees overall is division and separation. For that reason, the male aspect of us is having a difficult time here on earth. Even our major sacred books, such as the Quran, the Holy Bible, and the Christian Bible, have divided everything into opposites. The left brain experiences that there is God, right? Which is why so many people hold steadfast to that wand. But then there's also the devil. Perhaps not quite as strong as God, but a huge influence. So even God is seen in terms of duality, as one pole of the opposing forces of dark and light. This is not true in all sects or religions. A few of them only see God as eternal and embodying both energies. We're going to get into that later. Until the left brain is able to see the unity running through everything, to know that there is truly one spirit, one force, one consciousness moving through absolutely everything in existence, until it knows that unity beyond any doubt, then the mind is going to stay separated from itself, from its wholeness, and from the fullness of its potential. Even if there's the slightest doubt at all about unity, the left brain aspect will hold us back, and we can no longer walk on water. Remember, even Thomas walked on water for a short moment before the ascended Master Yeshua asked him, but little cell in his big toe said, "Wait a minute, I can't do this." And then what happened, collective? Thomas sank into the cold water of polarity reality. There is one and only one image that created all that exists. And that image is the same image that has formed the electromagnetic field around your body. The same geometries that are in your field can be found around everything, planets, galaxies, and atoms, and everything else. We cannot really understand how we got here, which is why there are many, many people always hypothesizing and debating about what's factual, what's not probable, and what is probable. No matter how much they study or claim to know, no one knows the process that led us to this point. Those of you who are predominantly right-brained may feel inclined to skip this left-brain material. Yet, it is most important for you to hang in and listen. It is through balance that spiritual health returns. The system is designed to program you not to do so for this reason. They want you to completely rid out the ideal or the importance that the left brain carries. When the left brain sees absolute unity, it begins to relax. The fibers joining the two hemispheres located in your physical brain opens in a new way, allowing integration between the two sides. The link between the left and the right begins to widen, okay? And then a balanced flow starts. Information is passed back and forth, and the opposing sides of the brain begin to integrate and synchronize with each other. This is designed for you to do all on your own, as some of us derive from many lifetimes before. If you truly believe that you have a past life in Lemuria or Atlantis or any variant of Agartha, this is what allows you to perhaps seemingly have a more natural link asexually. And by asexually, I mean without the necessity of a physical counterpart. What most people in my profession call inner union. If you were to be physically hooked up to a machine that would chart your biofeedback or the waves of the brain, you can actually see this happening on a charted screen or report. This action turns on the pineal gland in a different manner and makes it possible for your meditation to activate the light body of your Merkaba. The whole process of regeneration and recovery of our previous higher levels of consciousness can then be activated and proceed, as there are many levels of existence other than this one. This is why oftentimes, if you are in a subconscious state, those who have the gift of astral traveling, you are not going anywhere that your soul has not been before. Whether it's the future or the past is irrelevant. You are simultaneously existing in at least 5 different dimensions simultaneously. This is regardless of any religious dynamic or perspective that you align with. This is science. This has nothing to do with whatever your belief system is. Whether you are a Christian or an atheist or a Buddhist, it does not matter. If you practice Kemet, it does not matter. What I am talking about right now is the study and knowledge for you to begin the work on your energetic force field known as your Merkaba. Now, I respect if you are under the tutelage of someone who does not want you to mix traditions. However, there are other meditations that are based on truth, whether they are derived from a prayer warrior standpoint, an Om derivative, or simply frequency. The light body of the Merkaba does not contradict or inhibit any other meditation or religion that upholds the belief that there is only one God. This is the grand deception. They don't want you to know yourself, because if you know yourself, you cannot be controlled. Many ideas we believe today as facts have been taught in school, or by our parents, or by some other mentor throughout our life. People are now beginning to realize that these patterns were believed to be true at a time, but then concepts and ideas change, and the next generation was taught different truths. For example, the concept of the atom has changed dramatically so many times over the last 90 years that at this point they don't really adhere to a concept at all. You'll notice a lot of videos on YouTube claiming that what was aforementioned to be factual in regards to theories are now being spoken about in the scientific community as not being, I don't want to say not factual, but not determining that it is not definitive because there's not enough evidence, concluding that they may be wrong. At one time, the atom was thought to be like a watermelon, and the electrons were like the seeds inside the watermelon. We really know very little about the reality that exists around us. Quantum physics has now shown us that the person performing the experiment influences the outcome. In other words, consciousness can change the outcome of an experiment depending on its belief patterns. So then it leads us to question, is it not true because you believe it's not true? Or is it true because you believe it is? The brightest star in the sky, Sirius A. If you look at Orion's belt, those 3 stars in a row, follow the line downward to your left. You see a very bright star. If you follow them upward about twice the distance, you will see the Pleiades. According to artwork drawn in caves of a civilization long before us, they made it very definitive to point out another star rotating around Sirius. It's very old and it's very small. Very soon, collective, my star seeds, my beautiful beings of stardust. Stars are very much like people. They're alive. And they have personalities and many qualities like we have. On a scientific level, they have growth stages. They start out as hydrogen suns like ours, where 2 hydrogen atoms come together in a fusion reaction to form helium. This process creates all the life and light that's on this planet. This is why I say, collective, the purpose of light is to create more light. Let those who have ears hear. Emit your light. Even if it seemingly feels like no one on this planet is on your vibration, there is someone, something else out there that is.